Imagine you're examining a vast sea of data, seeking to find which variables significantly impact a specific outcome. This quest, my friends, is what we call identifying significant predictors. It's like being a detective in the world of data, looking for clues that reveal patterns and relationships. You see, when we're identifying significant predictors, we're really focusing on understanding the connection between predictor variables and the outcome variable. This often involves diving deep into statistical analyses, like regression analysis or hypothesis testing. The aim is to pinpoint which predictors have a statistically significant association with the outcome. But it's not just about finding these associations. It's also about understanding their strength and direction. Are they strong or weak, positive or negative? These are the questions we seek to answer in our quest. So, identifying significant predictors is all about understanding the relationships between variables and the outcome. But what if you want to go a step further and predict future outcomes based on these variables? This is where developing a prediction model comes into play. It's not just about identifying relationships between variables, but using that information to make accurate predictions. Imagine constructing a mathematical or statistical model. This model uses your predictor variables to estimate an outcome, but it's not enough to build a model. The model must also be able to generalize well to new unseen data. You want it to be able to make accurate predictions, even when confronted with scenarios it has never encountered before. Remember, the goal is to predict outcomes for new instances, not just explain the ones we already have. This process often involves techniques like feature selection, model training, and model validation. So, developing a prediction model is a more complex task, involving more than just identifying significant predictors. Now, it's important to be cautious when claims about prediction models are based solely on identifying significant predictors. While it's tempting to assume that significant predictors automatically translate into a robust prediction model, this isn't always the case. Particularly when we consider stepwise regression, a technique often used to identify these predictors. Stepwise regression can indeed identify predictors with statistical significance. However, the danger lies in overemphasizing these findings. This approach can lead to models that overfit to the data, focusing too heavily on patterns that may not generalize well to new unseen data. Moreover, this overemphasis can lead to misleading or overly optimistic claims about predictive performance. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that because a predictor is statistically significant, it will necessarily improve a model's predictive accuracy. It's essential to remember that a good prediction model involves much more than simply identifying significant predictors.